Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today, Global Interactive Technologies Incorporated GITS just filed a Form 8K, and I'm seeing one red flag that matters. Quick note, this is not financial advice, just my take on public filings for educational purposes. This report details a notice from Nasdaq about a late filing, and it raises questions about the company's readiness. Alright, let's dive into what this filing means for Global Interactive Technologies Incorporated. This is a current report, essentially an announcement of important events that shareholders should know about. The key event here happened on the 16th of April 2026. This is the date the company became aware of the issue that prompted this filing. This is all about Global Interactive Technologies Incorporated, a company that trades on the Nasdaq under the ticker symbol GITS. They are in the communication services sector, focusing on internet content and information. With a market cap around $9 million and just 12 employees, they are a small player in the market. The company is incorporated in Delaware, which is a common place for companies to set up their legal structure. Their main security traded on an exchange is their common stock, and that stock GITS is listed on the Nasdaq stock market. It's also important to note that they have checked the box indicating they are an emerging growth company. This means they can take advantage of certain regulatory perks like extended deadlines for adopting new accounting standards. Now, let's get to the main point of this filing. Item 3.01 is where companies report notifications about the status of their stock listing. This is the core issue. Global Interactive Technologies Incorporated got a notice from Nasdaq. Why? Because they did not file their annual report called the 10K on time. This report is supposed to give a full picture of the company's financial health for the past year. Missing this deadline is a big deal for any company listed on Nasdaq. Nasdaq listing rule 5250C. One is the specific rule they apparently broke. The good news, or at least neutral news, is that Nasdaq gives companies a grace period. They have 60 days from when they receive this letter to come up with a plan. This plan needs to show Nasdaq exactly how they will fix the problem and get back into compliance. The company states they plan to file the late report quickly. This is their stated intention to get back on track. So for now, the stock GITS will keep trading on the Nasdaq. This grace period means investors don't need to worry about immediate delisting. However, they still need to follow all the other rules Nasdaq has. This situation is quite common for smaller companies. Companies like Global Interactive Technologies Incorporated, especially those with limited staff, can sometimes struggle with the demanding reporting schedules of major exchanges. We saw similar issues with companies like Bed Bath and Beyond in the past, where missed filings were a sign of deeper operational or financial troubles, eventually leading to their delisting. For a company with a market cap of only $9 million, the resources to handle these administrative tasks might be stretched thin. Now, typically, a filing like this would include detailed financial tables. However, this particular 8K is focused solely on the notification from Nasdaq and does not contain financial statements. The actual financial details for the year ended the 31st of December 2025. Would be in the Form 10K that is currently late. Like most filings, they include a section on forward-looking statements. This is a legal disclaimer. It basically says that any statements in this report that are about the future, like their expectations to file the Form 10K soon, are just predictions. They are not guarantees. These statements are based on what the management thinks now, but things could change due to various risks. The company doesn't promise to update these statements if things change, unless the law requires them to. This section lists any financial statements or exhibits attached to the report. Exhibit 99.1 is a press release dated the 17th of April 2026. This likely contains the same information as this filing, just in a different format for the public. Exhibit 104 is the cover page interactive data, which is basically data that can be used by computers. And finally, the signatures. This confirms that the appropriate officers of the company have signed off on this report. Here we see the signature of Tae-Hoon Kim, the Chief Executive Officer, as of the 17th of April 2026. This is the date they officially signed off on this Form 8K filing. So, what does this all mean for Global Interactive Technologies Incorporated? The fact that they missed their annual report filing is a clear warning sign. While they have a 60-day window to provide a plan to Nasdaq, the delay itself suggests potential underlying issues. This could range from simple administrative oversights to more serious problems with accounting or data compilation. For investors, this situation calls for caution. Missing such a crucial filing can sometimes precede more significant negative news. We have seen historically that companies which face delisting notices, especially small companies like GITS, often struggle to recover. For instance, many micro-cap companies that go through reverse stock splits to avoid delisting, like Kodak did in 2021 with a 1-for-20 reverse split, often see further declines. It's a pattern where the initial problem is just a symptom of larger financial or operational weaknesses. The company is stating its intent to file the report promptly. What we need to watch for is whether they actually meet that deadline and what the content of the Form 10K reveals. If the late filing is due to temporary resource constraints, they might recover quickly. However, if it points to accounting errors or a lack of internal controls, it could signal deeper, more persistent problems. The risk I am watching is whether this late filing is a precursor to more severe revelations in the actual 10K report, and if that information will lead to a Nasdaq suspension or worse, delisting. Oh, and the research tools I actually use are linked in the description. They help keep this channel going. That is my take. Stay decoded. If you found this breakdown helpful, please like, subscribe, and join our Discord community linked below.